Hey guys, Tab here with Real Michigan Anglers, and today we have a review for the Plusinno Eagle 9 telescopic fishing rod. That's the way it's listed on Amazon. It comes in a couple different sizes, and this one is labeled as the Golden Knight, 7-foot medium heavy power, lure weight 1/4 ounce, line weight 10 to 20 pound. So that's the rod. Like I said, there's a couple size variations, and they have a few different models as well. It comes with this protective case to keep things from getting destroyed, so you can throw this in your trunk and haul it around on the river. So let's take a look. It's a medium heavy. Okay, I've been tossing a lot of spinners with it and some crankbaits and things. It's recommended that you pull from the tip first and line them all up that way. So there's the first bit right there. So let's just check that out, see how much flex we have. Oops, close my bail here. So got a pretty good amount of flex there. Oops, the line slipped. But look, that didn't break. I just whacked it against that wall right there. And okay, that's pretty durable. Okay, so let's extend that out some more. So the next piece. Okay, so now if we look at that bend, we're getting some bend in that second piece, but you can tell most of that bend is in the first piece. So that second piece, not nearly as much bend to it. Let's get the third piece out. Third piece still has some flex to it. Fourth piece, a little bit of flex there. Fifth piece, still a tiny bit of flex on that piece. And man, just the subtlest amount of flex there. This is actually a really stiff rod, lots of backbone. Medium heavy is definitely accurate. But I like that it has actually a pretty good amount of flex in the tip and some durability. So typically if I'm going to use a 7-foot medium heavy rod, I'm probably throwing jerk baits or something like that. I do a lot of spinner fishing, and that's mostly what I've done with this. And I caught a few fish, a bunch of small bass. Lost a pike on it that was pretty nice. I don't know what happened there. And then one decent sized bass on this setup. So that's the setup. I'm using it with a Shimano Noski 2500 reel. So let's compare this to another Plusinno telescopic rod. And I actually thought that I did a review video for this a long time ago. And I just went to look it up and couldn't find it, so I think maybe I never did that, even though I thought I did. I think I kind of worked it into another video now that I think about it, because I was using this one center pin fishing so that I could take a spinning rod and then just bring a collapsible center pin rod. And now that I recall that in my mind, I caught some trout on that, and it actually worked out okay. So comparatively, this one's got a pretty similar amount of flex there. Maybe a little more flex here. That piece almost seems like it might be longer, I don't know. Just a tiny bit of flex there. Itty bitty bit of flex there. This one's like, that's almost no flex. And then, yeah, that's stiff, stiff, stiff. So this is the Plusinno Junior Hunter. 1/4 ounce to, oh wait, 1/4 to 1 ounce, or 7 to 28 grams. That's what that's rated for. This one has the lure keeper, or the hook keeper, which I like. This one did not have that, but you are able to kind of stick a hook in here. That works out okay. One of the other Plusinno rods I have looks like this, but these are actually cut through. I like that because I could use that as a hook keeper. Oops. This one was a combo, so when I got this one, I got the reel with it. I don't remember what I paid for that. It's the HT3000. This rod, the Eagle 9, is on Plusinno's website for $54.98, but I have a promo code that they sent me that you guys can use. It's going to be in the description below for you to click on. You can pick this up for $24.99 with that discount. So that's 55% off if you use my link in the description. So, pros and cons, let's talk about it. Biggest con in my mind, which is totally justified in the design, I think, is this really short handle. So when I'm holding on to this, I can get a good forearm fight, but on a big fish I really like to dig the butt right into my hip or my rib cage on big fish. And since this is a medium heavy rod, it's a big fish fishing rod. It could be a bass rod for pulling good sized bass out of like heavy weeds and stuff, like if you're pitching and flipping in some lily pads or something, that wouldn't be so bad. But even then, I like the longer butts. Both of these have the shorter butt, and they're pretty comparable, if not the same dimensions wise. Almost the same, I'd say. Cool thing about that though, in order to build these the way they did with the telescopic pieces, I think they had to load them in through here, so when it's collapsed you can see all the pieces there. But there's just a tiny little bit of space in there, so if you wanted to throw a little tiny bag with some emergency hooks and split shots in there, you could totally do that. That's true with both of these. So that's kind of cool. And actually, now that I look at it, the butt section of this is actually quite a bit longer than the other. If I line the two reels up in the same spot, you can see this one's actually an inch or so longer. You can really tell here there's a bit more handle. So that's maybe a slight improvement from the older one. I got this one maybe even 2 years ago, quite a while ago. Held up to the test of time. The durability, I just gave it that good durability test a minute ago, so I can't complain in that department. So really just, I think if they had an option with a longer handle, I would be more likely to use it in the types of fishing situations that I often fish. But I am fishing for salmon and steelhead the majority of the season. Otherwise some trout, which this is a little heavy for trout. It's heavy enough for salmon and steelhead, but I would wear myself out fishing with that for a long period of time. So where this excels is as like a backup rod to keep on you, you know. I've definitely been out on the river and broken a rod before. So if you've got like a tackle bag, my tackle bag has a rod holder on it, so I can hook that on there and just take that with me, or throw it in the backpack or the dry bag, or if you take, you know, these parts apart, you can stuff those in most tackle bags separately and have something as a emergency backup. Or you can do what I liked to do with this one, and take it so that if I want to float fish and toss spinners at the same time, or if I want to cast lures but have another rod sitting out with some live bait, it makes it easier to make my way through the shrubbery and whatnot. So it's easily portable if you're bushwhacking and hiking up or down the river. So if you're a bushwhacking river rat, or somebody that likes to have an extra compact small rod and reel setup to keep in your boat, if you've got a John boat and you're going to take a couple people fishing, rig up a couple of these. saves you a lot of space, and that's where these things really excel. But good quality, cool rods. I would probably use both of them a lot more, but they're both heavy rods, and I really like moderate rods. So if Plusinno comes out with a really moderate noodly version of these, especially in a longer rod like a 9-foot to a 13-foot, I can see myself using a 13-foot telescopic rod for center pin fishing, so that I can really get into the nitty-gritty in the woods, or maybe a 10-footer or something like that, but really noodly. That would be awesome. So I'd love to see that happen from Plusinno. But if this looks like something that might be of interest to you, I can assure you that they're pretty quality made, and the price is right if you use my coupon code below in the description. Alright, thanks for watching. I've got some footage of me catching some fish on this. Like I said, I caught a bunch of little ones, and I just deleted that footage because it wasn't very interesting. But I hooked into 2 nice fish on this guy here, and you can watch that coming up now. Thanks for watching. So I'm still out here fishing with my new Plusinno rod, trying to find a bigger fish, and got my sorry, I got distracted. Some homeless people living over here, making sure I'm not barging in on anything, but got my cold beverage. It's hot out. Throw a couple casts in here. Oh, that was a good swipe from a decent sized fish. There he is. He came back for it. That's a pike. That's exactly what I was wanting to get into. Alright. This is a nice one. Oh, he just let go of the spinner. Oh my goodness. Wow. That was weird. Okay. There's a fish. Alright. Oh, log. Scrappy. Alright. There we go. My first decent fish on my Plusinno rod. So it handles a mid-sized bass. Okay, guy, let's dip. Not too shabby there. I'll take that.